Hi everyone, how is everybody doing? It's been a minute. Happy October. We're in fall, my favorite season. If you hear some noises, I have a toddler at my leg and another toddler. I guess I have two toddlers now. They are playing with my camera stuff. So hopefully we don't have anything damaged, but I'm taking a risk. But hi guys, I am so happy to have the time to do this, and I know that it's all about priorities. I could always make time, but it's I will always pick my family and spending time with them and their development, especially with my kids, and teaching them stuff, bonding with them, doing activities over anything else, right? So this is a hobby for me, and I'm glad that I'm able to connect with many of you through this platform. And yeah, I'm really happy to be back. I just got back from the grocery store, so I'm gonna show you what I got. There has been some changes in the way that I eat, and there will be upcoming changes as well because I'm no longer breastfeeding, so that means that I can go back to lowering my carbs. But I do want to show you guys some options of some things that I was consuming while I was eating some carbs. Let me get this little one some pork rinds because that's really what she wants, and I'll talk to you in a minute. It's a good idea. Yeah? Yeah. Okay, so let me show you what I got real quick, and then I'll show you some of the stuff that I still have in the fridge that we were consuming, and I'll add a little clip of some of the stuff from my previous grocery haul that I was going to upload, but I never got time to do it. So I'll just show you a little clip of that after I show you what I got right now. So let's do it. All right, so this is all stuff from Aldi, and that is the newest grocery store around me. The typical place to get food is farm stands and Walmart around here. That's basically it. And there is a local, I don't know how local it is, but it's another grocery store that I have only seen here in this state, and everything is overpriced, so we don't go there at all. So we got a lot of pork rinds. I try to get the, I think it's called Epic pork rinds for my daughter because she loves pork rinds, and they're baked, but they're very hard. So she prefers these, even though I'm not a huge fan of the natural smoke flavor, and they're not organic or, the best. But that's what she likes. And for those that are new here, you probably don't know, but my daughter deals with a lot of allergies, and she just started eating solids. Hi! And she's 1. So it took her a minute to start eating solids. What happened? What happened? What's going on? So, Costco is about 45 minutes away from me. Yes. Yes. Bravo. Bravo. So I got 10 avocados. I got some sweet potatoes for my daughter's baby food that I make with liver, ground meat, garlic, onion, broth, and then I got some onions. Very good. I got some of these meat sticks. What are they called? Beef sticks? Yeah, beef sticks for my husband. I'm not a huge fan of anything dehydrated like this, but he does like them, and it's easy protein access at work. So we got that. We also got these. This is the first time that I get hot dogs, but my son eats eggs every single morning, and I have to change it up for him. Sometimes we do bacon, sometimes we just do cheese on top, sometimes we do very buttery eggs, other times we do just sunny side up. He's not a huge fan of those, so just changing it up for him makes it interesting. And I also got some apples. Now I get apples normally from farm stands whenever we're out and about, but I only had time to go to one store today. So yeah, it started raining and we just dipped. We said, let's go. And then yeah, I got a whole bunch of pork rinds. I got 3 bags, and I got some butter. So that's what I got from Aldi today. Just a couple things that we needed. Now let me show you what I do have in my fridge. So we have some local beef liver. Whenever my husband's around where we used to live, he goes to Sally's farm and he gets pasture raised chickens. but we haven't found a good chicken farm around us. So whenever we can't do that, we get this one from the organic store, and it is 15 bucks, $4 per pound. And whenever I do make chicken, either I make it in the crock pot or I do soup, and then I can use the broth from the soup to do my daughter's baby food. So I like doing that, but I really do enjoy it in the crock pot as well because it's so delicious, especially with butter. What are you looking for? And then another thing that I've been a huge fan of as of late is oxtail. And I used to be like, oh my goodness, that's like gross. I don't know why, but now that I have started to eat more meat, I find that it's all a mental thing. Yeah, that's all I got. And then I do have tons of ground meat as well, but the ground meat I got from Costco. So whenever I go, wherever I go, I just get the best thing that I can find at that place. And if I don't have another option, that's what I get. And if I know that later on the week I'm gonna go to a farm or whatever, then I wait until then. So yeah, now I'm gonna insert the clip of the stuff that I was eating before and what changes I am going to be doing as of tomorrow. So yeah, let's get into it. I got some local honey, some stone milled bread. This is one of the best breads that I have found in the market, and it does not spike my glucose that much. I got some local apples as well, and tomatoes. This Alexander grass-fed yogurt, very delicious. I also got this organic 3-grain bread. It is not your typical bread, but you toast it and you have it with some cream cheese, and it is so delicious. It tastes a bit sour. It doesn't have any oils. Very delicious. Tons of pasture-raised eggs, some of the Nancy's cream cheese, and raw milk. Let's talk about what I have been up to. So since we moved here, I've been going through a lot of challenges. You know, I was postpartum, still postpartum, but I'm finally not breastfeeding my daughter like I mentioned earlier. So I feel like I can start focusing on myself a bit more, and it's quite necessary because I have started to struggle with some headaches, swelling, pain on my feet. It hasn't gotten as bad as it was before I started more of a keto, low carb way of eating, but I see a lot of things that I used to struggle with starting to creep in. And though the food quality now that I choose to eat and feed my family is much better, there's still some things that I am very sensitive to. And I would even go as far as to say allergic to, because there's some things that I will eat and I will hive 30 minutes after eating. My lip will swell up, and I get very itchy and I get very congested. So there's that. And now I also want to say that I have learned so much since I was plant-based, which was some years ago. Basically several months after I got married, I started eating meat. So about 5 years ago or so. There's so many things now that I would say I will contribute to choosing that way of eating. And one of those things, a positive thing, is a curiosity and learning, taking charge of my own health and not depending on people to tell me, hey, you're doing well, because I will go to doctor's office and they'll be like, yeah, you're doing great. I mean, everything looks good. And just make sure you're supplementing with vitamin D, and that was it, right? But I felt horrible. Last 3 years that I was plant-based, I continued doing it even though I wasn't feeling great anymore, because I didn't think that there was anything else out there that will make me feel good. So, you know, praise be to God, curiosity kicked in. I started researching and also listening to other people that were feeling the same. And I know that people are like, oh, don't listen to people and stuff like that, but these are people's experiences. And a lot of the times we see ourselves in others, but just because it's not in a study, we don't do it. And now looking at studies, we are able to be like, okay, anybody can buy a study. And a lot of the times is not very accurate. So be your own experiment. That's my opinion. And you can do that by getting tested in many ways in order to find out, before you start a certain way of eating, why you're doing it, and so on. Now, I do have several books that I enjoy, but one of my favorites is Grain Brain. I think I have shared that before. The Omnivore Dilemma as well. Fasting Like a Girl I like, but I have a lot of thoughts about it. And no, I'm not fasting. I'm not. I think that if you have struggled with way of eating and being confused, having like a disordered way of eating really, because of trauma in your childhood or in your life or many other reasons, I will be very careful about that, as well as restricting eating. Some diets as well, even like keto or carnivore, can trigger. So taking care of your mental health and everything within that is super important in order to make the best decision for yourself. And I know that for me, I think that I have been putting so much pressure on myself to do things a specific way, and that has also delayed my progress because I keep falling into my own traps, and I have tried different ways of eating, including incorporating some carbs slowly, and also doing a bit more carb than normal. I have done up to 200 grams of carbs as of late, and I would say that maybe that's another thing that is causing me to get headaches. So the quantity also matters. I have also been testing my glucose, and I have been doing it for the past 3 days, and it has been very interesting to say the least. And I know that there's some tricks to monitor that, but just for me, it just seems that that's probably not a place that I'm at right now. I don't know, maybe in the future. I know that there's someone that has become very popular, has been, what's her name? I don't remember her name, but she pops always in my feed. I think her handle is Glucose Goddess, and a lot of people swear by her tips and this and that, and I see how it could work, and I'm sure that it has been working for a lot of people, and as well as having fermented things, having a salty breakfast. Those are some of her tips, and I see how that could be helpful for people that choose to have carbs now, or a specific type of carb, or just eat everything they want. I don't know. Yeah, so I'm open to a lot of things and exploring many avenues, but I do think that it's important to make sure that you analyze everything and be like, okay, this is a pattern that I have. I need to tackle this. And I'm incredibly grateful that I have done keto and carnivore before, because I know that that is like my reset button, and I like using it as such. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm like, okay, I have experimented with so many things, and I know that I can eat some carbs because I don't get spikes like that. But there might be a piece of the puzzle that I am missing, because I do get headaches sometimes, not always. I do get headaches. I get bloated. I wake up with my tummy like normal, and then sometimes by the end of the day, I am bloated, very bloated. Like I will not fit in my jeans, bloated. And that's something that I was not struggling with at all when I was doing keto, carnivore, or ketovore, as some people call it, low carb. I was not struggling with that because it was just mainly meat. But I also don't like the idea of people saying, once you eliminate all these things, you're not gonna feel horrible, because there were some days where I didn't feel my best doing that way of eating, and that had to do with electrolytes, as well as maybe eating too much protein and not enough fat. So there are so many things. You're an experiment, and you have to keep like, okay, I have to increase this, decrease this, and knowledge is power, and we have to keep educating ourselves and or working with a physician to help you through that process. So I am in the hunt right now for a physician, and I might actually even use my daughter's physician, because I've had plenty of conversations with her, and she's fantastic. I I really love her and I am very blessed that she's in our lives. But she doesn't specialize in, you know, that way of eating, but she's very open-minded. She calls me the keto queen, which is kind of funny because I'm not eating keto. But I'm like, okay, we need to prioritize, you know, organs for my daughter, fat and all this. And she's just like, okay, yeah, you know, and she's pretty awesome. I really, really like her. But I'm not sure. I'm gonna continue looking and seeing if there's more options, but I'm planning on working with a physician, and I'm making a plan for it. But I need to start now. I need to start my change now. And slowly I have eliminated some stuff, but I think that I have been way too flexible due to, you know, family things. I have a lot of family visiting and people that I haven't seen in a very long time. And I haven't been sleeping well. So I'm focusing on prioritizing family, having happy moments, doing things that I enjoy, and maybe just quiet the noise, you know, with everything going on with the elections, and this election is very important, like every election, right? But it seems like this election might change everything for us. So as a Christian, I stay optimistic, but I also believe in being prepared physically, mentally, and most of all spiritually. And you know, it is what it is. The world is at a certain state, and I don't want to go into all of that. Maybe I'll make another video another day, but I do think that speaking boldly and standing up for what you believe is super important, and don't let anyone make you be quiet in any platform, in anything. Now, I do feel horrible for people that depend on YouTube or being influencers and stuff like that, because you have to limit what you say or else you get demonetized. And also some brands just don't want to work with you anymore. So I have a lot of sympathy for people that work this way, you know, because YouTube was very different back in the day. Now it has become something completely different, though I am still grateful for this platform, and I will continue to make videos as long as I can. I don't get any sponsorships or anything like that. I have gotten emails before, but I have not really wanted to even interact with anybody yet, just because I haven't had the mental space or capacity to even get into that, you know. I have a job already, and that is to take care of my kids, to teach my child. I'm actually in his space. Behind me is a mess. He painted with his father last night, and let's just say there wasn't any cleanup, so I need to tackle that as well. So yeah, I already have a full-time job. I don't need another job necessarily. That's why I'm not consistent with posting, and forgive me for that, especially if you've been here for a while. I'm very grateful for you, and if you are new here, know that there is, I don't know, there's so many videos that I have made in the past, and I don't know for what reason or what videos people have subscribed, but what you can expect is more videos about my health journey, what I'm eating, what I'm not eating. I don't know if I'll be doing any more what I eat in a day videos. I can just show things that I'm eating, but not necessarily like my meals, because a lot of people, I think that it can cause more issues on people that are watching, and confuse people. People tend to copy a lot of what other people do. What works for me might not work for you, and vice versa. But I am gonna continue to upload whenever I can, and know that you're in my thoughts and my prayers, and I'm grateful for you watching. And for you guys that are leaving comments, also incredibly grateful for you, and I respond whenever I can. And it's not like I get a whole bunch of comments. No, not at all. It's just I don't really check, and I know that I should, but I don't. I just sometimes here and there, I will do it maybe once a week, whenever I'm like, oh, I haven't checked. Then I'll go and check. I'm grateful for the majority of you who are very positive, very kind, and share some intimate things with me. So thank you, appreciate it. And yeah, I'm grateful for you guys again, and thank you so much for watching. All right, bye.